Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about starting a new habit and breaking a bad habit. Let's get into it. If you're new here, my name is Matt and I'm a high performance coach based in the UK. On this channel, I share the strategies, tools and tactics that you can implement on a daily basis in order to perform at your best and to consistently achieve better than expected results in business, fitness and life. Today's video is going to be delivered to you in two parts. The first part is going to be talking about a 5-step process that you can implement right now to start building a new habit. And the second part will give you some tips and tricks as to how you can break an existing bad habit so that you can replace it with that new habit that you're going to be starting with a 5-step process. Most of the content in this video has been inspired by James Clear's Atomic Habits book and also his 321 newsletter. I've also combined some of the learnings I took from The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg and BJ Fogg's Tiny Habits, both of which are amazing books that you should go and check out. Enough with the intro, let's get on with the show. Today's video is going to be a habit guide. I'm going to walk you through 5 steps to create a new habit, as well as giving you a bit of guidance as to how you can break a bad habit and replace it with a new one. So it's going to be super useful. Before we jump in, I want to just give you a quick definition as to what a habit is. Habits are small decisions that you make and actions that you perform every day. And according to researchers at Duke University, habits account for about 40% of the behaviors that we carry out in any given day. Your life today is essentially the sum of your habits. How in shape or out of shape you are, how happy or unhappy you are, what healthy or unhealthy food choices you've been making up to this point are all the results of your habit. How do you build a new habit that actually sticks? There's a 5-step strategy that I picked up from James Clear, who wrote Atomic Habits, to help you build a new habit. So step 1, you need to start incredibly small. The easiest way to start a new habit is to start with a small step. Make it so easy you can't say no. People tend to struggle building new habits because they think they need more motivation or willpower. And the reality is, with willpower and motivation, willpower is a muscle. Like any muscle, it gets fatigued. The more you use willpower, the more tired it gets. And when you've utilized all the energy of your willpower, then obviously you tend to break and give in easily to things once your willpower has run out. To solve this problem, you need to start by picking a habit that is easy enough for you not to need any motivation to do it. The second step is to increase your habits in very small ways. Now that means success is a few simple disciplines that we practice every day, and failure are simple errors in judgment that are repeated every day. Rather than trying to do something amazing from the beginning, start with a small habit and gradually improve by 1% every day. Along the way, your willpower and motivation will increase because you're compounding the repetition of the habit that you're building, which means it will make it easier for you to stick to your new habit in the long run. Step 3 is, as you build up, make sure you break your habit into chunks. That means if you continue adding 1% each day, you'll find yourself increasing very quickly in terms of your ability to maintain and continue to develop that habit over the period of 2 or 3 months. It's important to keep each habit reasonable and keep each step reasonable so that you can maintain momentum and make the behavior of you performing that habit as easy as possible to accompany. Step 4 is, when you slip, we're all liable to trip up, to have an off day. The key is to getting back on track as quickly as possible. Research has shown that missing your habit once doesn't matter when it occurs. It has no measurable impact on your long-term progress. However, you shouldn't expect to fail, you should plan to fail. So take some time to consider what will prevent you from completing your new habit, from carrying out your new habit, from stopping it from happening. What are some of the things that are likely to get in your way? What are some of the daily emergencies or unforeseen circumstances that can pull you off course in carrying on your habit? How can you plan to work through or work around these issues? Or at least, how can you bounce back quickly to get yourself back on track? If you think about those things now, then you can plan for the eventuality of that happening and be better prepared to deal when you do fall off the wagon, to get back on it as quickly as possible. And step 5 is learning to be patient. And this is probably the most critical skill of all. You can make incredible progress if you are consistent and patient with your approach. Patience is everything, doing things to sustain your habits, practicing patience to sustain your habit is going to be super important. Building new habits should feel easy, especially in the beginning, because if it's easy to start, then it's going to be easier for you to continue. If it is a big hurdle for you to start, then the likelihood is that you're not even going to bother trying to pick up your new habit. And if you stay consistent and continue to increase your habit, it will get hard enough, fast enough, but at least you're building up the momentum as you go along. Now that you've got the 5-step process down for starting a new habit, let's look at some of the methods that you can implement right now in order to change an existing bad habit and make space for that new habit that you're going to be taking up. Most of them are actually caused by two things: stress and boredom. Everything you do, from drinking at the weekend to spending too much time scrolling through your social feeds, can be boiled down to two simple reasons: either stress or boredom. The good news is that you can teach yourself a new and healthy way to deal with either stress and or boredom, which you can then substitute in place of your bad habits. Some easy implementable ideas for breaking your bad habits include having a plan ahead of time to know how you respond when stress or boredom kick in. What can you plan to do from the outset in order to break your bad habit? How can you cut out triggers that cause you to get stressed or triggers that cause you to get bored? Or how can you minimize those triggers? Make it easier on yourself to break bad habits by avoiding the circumstances or the situations that will trigger a stress or boredom response. Finding an accountability partner who holds yourself responsible for breaking the habit that you've decided to break, and also to celebrate the small wins as you go through the process of breaking your habit, is super important. Don't underestimate the power of finding new friends, new people who do the things, have the habits that you're trying to pick up, have gone through the process of breaking up the bad habits that you're trying to break up. Seek those out, and you are the sum of the 5 people that you hang out with the most, right? So by hanging out with people who have the habits that you want to have and who have gone through the habits that you want to break, naturally you're going to pick up some of that glow. Visualize success as well. So this is another idea. See yourself breaking your bad habit, crushing it, and smiling and enjoying the fact that you've gone through the process. Have that visualization in your mind and use that as a driver for you to break your habit. One of the first steps you should consider when trying to break a bad habit is becoming more aware, and you can bring that same awareness to any bad habit that you're trying to break. Awareness allows you to recognize a bad habit and understand when it happens, how many times a day it happens, who you're with when it happens, where you're at when it happens, and what triggers that bad habit. And once you get an understanding of that, then you've got plenty of ideas as to how to stop that bad habit. Breaking a habit does take time, but mostly takes perseverance. Yeah, you need to stick with it. If you want to see more videos about implementing high performance habits so that you can perform at your best and overachieve on a consistent basis in business, fitness and life, make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave the bell notification on so that you get notified when new videos drop. If you have any feedback or questions on the content in this video, or you have any topics that you want covered or suggestions for future content, please drop a comment in the box below. Before you head off, if you like this video, make sure you check out this video right here, part of my 47 videos in 47 day challenge. And until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.